adventures. Today I'm actually at DT Forge, and I have Derek here showing me around and showing me a little bit of what they do. And it's been real exciting. Been having these guys design me a knife and put something together for me that I'm going to be using at the instructor training program I'm looking at taking in the spring. And so I'm hoping to be able to beat the heck out of it and use it for multiple purposes and just be able to test it out. And so I really wanted to have Derek maybe share a little bit about the knife making process and what you're trying to achieve or accomplish when you're forging and making a knife.
Absolutely. Basically what we're striving to do is we make knives as a hobby, but we don't just make them for fun. We try and make them completely usable and, well, hard to break tools.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, is this the knife here we got?
That is the knife.
Alright, so what I was really wanting to try to accomplish here was a tank of a knife. I wanted a knife that would be a tank. And that would just be a real solid, hard frame knife that I'd be able to use to baton with, to chop with, and more or less a one-tool option. So I had the guys design me a 5-inch blade. I think it's a little bit longer than 5-inch, maybe 5 1/8, 5 3/16 maybe. And then I wanted a beefy, full-tang knife with a sharp spine on the back, a 90-degree spine. And that's really what I was looking for, something that really fits good in my hand, and it turned out great. I'm really excited about it. Super sharp looking knife, got micarta handles, brass pins, and I mean it just fits your hand perfectly. Got a nice Kydex sheath, and so I'm really excited to try it out and beat around on some trees and see what I can accomplish with it. So
These are some of our most basic tools we use on a lot of knives right here. It's a good old-fashioned hammer and an anvil. Over here on my left, you'll see our forge. This is where we heat everything up to critical temperature before we start beating it into shape. And that is basically what you need to make a knife. Although we do implement a couple other tools, like you see the belt sander here, hand grinders, and polishing tools. But for the most part, this is all we use.
great. Do you have a couple other knives on hand to be able to show that you guys make?
Some that are in the process of being made, yes, absolutely. One of the knives we've got gluing right now is a skinning blade, another highly polished skinning blade. We've got just a couple odds and ends that we're still working on, we haven't done much with. Like one of these kukris here, that's my personal favorite, I just haven't found time to work on it. Another one. DT Forge, we're experimenting with clay application techniques and molds. It's a Japanese process in which you differentiate the metals in the blade.
what temperature do you say that they have to get to be able to mold it?
To get to mold it?
Or or to mold it or whatever you're doing to the metal, breaking it down?
You have to get metal above the critical temperature. As you can see in the forge right now, it's approaching that. Critical temperature is a point where metal is no longer magnetic. All of the north-south magnetic molecules start getting jumbled up past that certain temperature range, which is about 1800, 2000 degrees, give or take. And that's the point at which it becomes valuable.
How long does it take for a piece of metal to need to stay in there before it's ready? I know it depends probably on the size, but on average,
about 5 to 10 minutes before it's hot enough to work with. Now, of course, that really depends on, like you said, the thickness of the metal, the size of the knife, and what kind of steel it is.
and what would you say the benefits are over a propane forge over a coal forge?
Expediency. Coal forge will allow you to do a lot of things. The propane forge for us is easier because we can light it, do what we want to do, then walk away. Coal-fired forge requires hours of maintenance and then getting up to temperature, and once it's done, you still have to maintain it.
Absolutely.
That, and there's also a little bit of a health risk with coal dust versus almost no risk with propane.
Other than blowing yourself up.
Yeah, well, if you blow yourself up, you don't have to worry about health risks.
There you go.
Right there is pretty close to what you want before you quench it. A little bit of the science to it is how you run this thing, because if you introduce too much oxygen, hot metal acts just like a sponge. And it'll take up that oxygen and in exchange give out a lot of carbon, which is bad because you weaken the knife.
Well, hey, I had a great morning here at DT Forge. Got to spend some time with Derek and get to know him a little bit and be able to see the process for making knives. And man, they got a great setup here, and it looks like they got some fabulous knives they're going to be producing. And once again, I'm not a huge fan of product reviews, but I do like promoting good companies. And Derek and Troy and the rest of the guys here at DT Forge put out some quality stuff. And so I really want to encourage you guys to get on Facebook and check out their Facebook page, DT Forge. And you can also buy their stuff on eBay, and it's very reasonable. You can pick up all kinds of great gifts, and it's really not too late to get that last minute gift for Christmas. And I encourage you guys to be sure to get on there, check them out, and be sure to holler at them if you have anything in mind you'd like to be customized or designed, and I'm sure they'd be glad to do it. So, well, Derek, thank you again, man, so much for having me here. Appreciate it, and I look forward to putting the tank to use, man. It's going to be fun. So, you guys be staying tuned, because I'm going to do a field testing of this knife, showing you its capabilities, and also show you a couple projects I'm going to be working on with it. So stay tuned, guys. Be sure to share and subscribe, and get on Facebook and like Dirt Time Adventures and DT Forge. And remember, guys, keep it practical, primitive, and prepared. All right, man. Hey, thanks again so much.